That's my type. That's my type, nigga. That's...
Alright, you guys, we're gonna jump straight into this video. So the wig that I'm using today is from UNA Hair. It's actually a brand that I found on Amazon. It's just some random brand, I don't really know. But inside this box you get your wig, of course, you get your wig cap, and then you also get these kind of cute eyelashes. So all that is in the box, but I don't really care about any of that stuff. I really just want to get into the wig. So here I am, just opening up the wig and just sort of seeing what I'm working with, because usually when I buy hair on Amazon, I'm really not too sure what I'm gonna get until it actually comes. Like, you can read all the reviews and see all the pictures you want, but you really won't know until you get it. So I'm just sort of feeling it out, and it actually is the softest hair I've ever felt from an Amazon brand. Not gonna lie, this isn't like sponsored or anything like that. It feels so good. And what I was actually going to do was dye the wig like a black color, but I ended up really liking the color. And as you guys can see, this hair is actually pre-plucked, and I do believe the knots were bleached a tad bit, but they need to be bleached a little more. And then I also wanted to show you guys the construction of the cap. It's a pretty standard construction. You've got 3 different clips. There are 2 on the side, 1 in the middle. Oh, I lied. There's 4 clips. There's 2 on the side, there's 1 in the middle, and then there's 1 also in the back. And then of course you have your lace. So the lace is actually a little different. The sort of perimeter of your head is where the lace is, and there's also like a chunk of lace in the middle so that you can make like a really long deep part if you wanted to. So ba-ding-da. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and bleach the knots. So what I'm going to use is the Clairol Professional BW2 lightener powdered stuff, I don't know. And then I'm gonna mix that with the Salon Care 30 volume developer, and I'm just gonna pop that into a bowl, and I'm just gonna mix that up until it's like the consistency of like frosting or like pancake batter or cookie dough, like something really thick like that. That way when I put the bleach onto the hair, it won't seep through the lace and end up bleaching like all of my roots. Because the worst thing ever is bleaching your hair and then having these hot ass fiery red orange roots. No one wants that. It's not cute. So just make sure your consistency is thick, that way it doesn't like run everywhere and bleach everything. And so yeah, I'm just popping the bleach all over the lace and just really trying to work it in there. And yeah, so this is where I fucked up. Well, one of the places I fucked up at. What happened is I ended up leaving the bleach on for far too long. Because the roots were actually lightened already, it really didn't need to be lightened that much. So yeah. What I should have done was only left the bleach on for like 20 minutes, like 15-20 minutes, something like that. I think I maybe left it on for maybe 10 minutes too much. So I'd say definitely leave it on for maybe only 20 minutes. I feel like that's really all you need anyway, and you don't want to end up like burning your lace or just fucking up your whole situation like I did. So, pro tip. So after bleaching the hair, I then went ahead and just washed it with a regular old shampoo first, and then I went in with a purple shampoo from Shimmer Lights, and I really just used that to sort of cancel out any of like yellowiness or oranginess that I had. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I didn't use any conditioner or anything like that. I really didn't feel like it was necessary. I probably should have, but I was kind of rushing and I really didn't care that much. So do as you will. And usually when I don't use a conditioner, I'll go ahead and use like a leave-in conditioner later. So that's what I did. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start getting my life together. So the first thing I'm doing is, obviously, I've got my wig cap already on because I had on a wig prior, and I'm just sort of pulling it down so that I can start doing this whole bald cap method that I also fucked up, but I will show you how I fixed it. So I'm just pulling it down. I'm pulling it all the way over my ears, because then I'm going to go ahead and, as you can see, I am poking holes into where the ears are, and then I'm just going to fold it and wrap it around my ear. That way that when I go ahead and put down the glue and all that stuff, I can get the sides as well. But they didn't end up sticking, but it's okay. So as you can see, I'm just putting the glue, and by glue I mean got to be glue gel. This is a gel, not a glue. It's totally fine. I'm just putting that near my hairline, not necessarily on my hairline, but a little bit before it, and then sort of sweeping it into my hairline, if that makes sense. And if you're wondering if this ruins your hairline or ruins your hair or whatever, it doesn't. It's literally just hair gel. It will wash right out as long as you don't pull on it or anything like that. So shut up. So after I laid all the gel down, I'm then going to go ahead and use a blow dryer, and I'm just going to blow dry it, make sure it's nice and dry, and then I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time. Now I feel like you only really need to do this once, but I ended up doing it twice, but whatever. So now once everything is decently dry, this is number one where I messed up at. You want to make sure it is very dry. I did not make sure it was super dry, and I just went ahead and started cutting off the extra lace. I mean, not extra lace, but extra wig cap. So make sure it's super dry first, because if you don't, you will mess it up. But yeah, as you guys can see, I am just going ahead and cutting off the extra wig cap and just, getting it all together. As I said earlier, I definitely fucked up. And this is how I sort of remedied that whole situation. So, as you guys can see, the sort of sides are not staying down. I know a lot of people have trouble with this. The sides don't want to stay down. They just want to do whatever they want to do. So, this is what I did. I eventually, after trying to make it work, I eventually just said fuck it, and and I went ahead and just sort of cut those little pieces off, and then I used the gel that was left on my hair and just sort of combed it in and brushed it back. That way my hair was not in the way or anything like that. So that is your solution. Literally just brush your freaking hair back. And honestly, if you really wanted to, you didn't even need to do the whole wig cap thing. I just wanted to try it out for the 5th time and see if I could do it, and clearly I cannot. So maybe in the next video I'll show you guys how you can put on a wig without doing this method. So yeah. So after trying to fix everything to the best of my ability, I'm then going to go ahead and put the wig on. Now, what I forgot to show you guys was me putting some foundation powder onto the lace of the wig so that it was not as ashy. So yeah, that's something that I definitely should have done, and I also should have tinted the lace. So again, in a future video I will go ahead and show you guys how to tint lace and all that stuff, but I still have to figure it out and see what works for me. Anyway, so here we are, putting the wig on. Now, a major key to getting your wig to look the most natural, and again working with those sides, because again the sides are trouble. What you want to do is, as you can see, I put the wig on with the lace and everything is still intact, all that good stuff, and then I went ahead and put it on my head. What I'm doing now is just seeing how the wig fits, and then I'm going ahead and just sort of working with the sides and where my ears are. So what I'm doing here is just cutting off the extra lace that's around my ears and then seeing how that fits. And then from there, what I did was I literally just made like a little snip or two into like the side of my ear. Not the side of my ear, honey, no. But you know, that little, I don't know, lace piece over there. It's hard to explain, but hopefully you guys can see it in the clip that I'm showing you guys. So yeah. Now, cutting this little slit just makes it so that the wig fits over your ear, and so that you have like your nice little like side burn piece, you know what I mean. Then once all of that is done, I'm then going to go ahead and use this Esha wig bond glue stuff. I don't really know the proper name. I will link it below. But yeah, I'm just gonna use this to lay down my wig. So as you guys can see from before, what I did was I literally just made a few cuts into the lace of the wig. That way I can put the wig on in sections and just work cleaner and, you know, more precise. So yes, I'm just putting that on and then laying the wig down over it, and then just sort of like, I don't know, using my fingers and using the comb just to like really melt the lace into my skin. Okay, now this is also kind of hard to explain, but hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. It's really not that hard. It's just you have to work slow and carefully and, you know, precise. That way you don't fuck it up and end up looking like a fucking, I don't know, skunk or something. So, yes. Then once I feel like it's all dry, I blow dried it as well to make sure that, you know, all the glue was dry and clear, it wasn't white anymore. Then I went ahead and just cut off all the extra lace. So while I was doing this, I really made sure to just move slowly and also really look into what I was doing. So that meant, you know, getting up and actually going to the bathroom and looking in the mirror, getting up close and personal with my hairline, you know, looking in different lighting situations, all that kind of stuff, to really just make sure that I got all the little pieces that I needed to get, and to also make sure that it looked the way that I wanted it to look. This is like vital when you're doing a wig, especially if you want it to look the best that I could possibly look. So yeah. And also, usually when I wear like wigs and all that stuff, the sides of my hair aren't necessarily showing, but you know, in case the wig blows, I mean not the wig blows, but the wind blows. In case the wind blows, I want to make sure it looks good either way. So I really just made sure to take the time to actually, you know, go through the sides, go through all that stuff to make sure that it was the way that I wanted it to be. It wasn't like funky or anything in any spots. So yeah. So the next thing that I'm going to do is work on getting some baby hairs. Again, this isn't totally necessary because as you guys can see, it looks pretty good without the baby hairs, but I just figured adding baby hairs would just camouflage any of like the few imperfections that I had, and yeah, just make it look a little more put together and a little more styled. So that's just what I'm doing here. It's kind of super simple. Again, I'm just going around the hairline and just parting like the fewest amount of hairs around the hairline and then trimming those down. So I trimmed them down fairly short, and then I went ahead and just used more Got2b Glued gel and my little like brush thingy-mabob, my edges brush, you know, the brushes for your edges, that thingy. And then I just went ahead and did a few little swoops here and there, and yeah, I feel like it just worked really, really well to sort of like camouflage any of the little mistakes that I made, and yeah, it just made it look more put together. Now that that's all done, I'm then going to go ahead and use a wrap strip and just tie that around the edges and make sure they're like nice and laid. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and work on to styling. I was being kind of lazy because I really didn't feel like doing too much, but I did want to give it a little curl and a little volume. So what I went ahead and did is I blow dried the hair out, and then I flat ironed it just a teeny bit, and then I went ahead and put in like a few flat iron curls in it. That way it just gave it like, I don't know, some kind of body curly fluffy fullness. So yeah, you guys can just watch me do all that and see the end result. And from this point, I am done talking. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. I have a few other wig videos in mind, and yeah, I'm excited to show you guys what I have in store. So just keep watching so you can see what all happens, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.